On your top story, at least 754 army personnel were detained across Turkey today after a coup attempt, with a total arrested expected to rise over 1,500. The Turkish government fired colonels and generals and rescued the military chief as government forces fought to squash a coup attempt during a night of explosions, air battles and gunfire that left at least 161 dead and 1,440 injured.
What was expected to be a quiet Friday night turned into a chaotic scene in Istanbul, with a group of army personnel taking strategic positions while rolling tanks into Istanbul. Airports were shut, access to internet social media sites were cut off, and troops sealed off two bridges over the Bosphorus in Istanbul, one of which was still lit up in red, white and blue in solidarity with victims of the Bastille Day truck attack in France a day earlier. Later in the night, the Turkish state broadcaster TRT was taken off the air after an announcer read a statement from the military saying it had taken over the government in a coup. An announcer read a statement on the orders of the military that accused the government of eroding the democratic and secular rule of law. Warplanes flew over Istanbul aiming to crush the coup that broke into action in the night. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan urged people to take to the streets and protest against what he described as a coup attempt by a minority faction within the military, vowing that it would meet with a necessary response. He told a CNN Turk reporter via cell phone that Turkish people must gather in public squares to show their response, broadcast live on television. CNN Turk halted its live news broadcast as a presenter said soldiers had entered the studio control room. Video later released by the station showed soldiers walking into the building and up the stairs. Residents took to the streets to force the army plotting to overthrow the government to stop advancing. However, they were met with sporadic gunfire and the shocking footage was recorded on a mobile phone. Mobile phone footage showed extensive damage to Turkey's parliament in the capital Ankara after an overnight military coup attempt. MPs were forced to hide in shelters as the legislature came under tank fire. This morning, forces loyal to the Turkish government fought to crush the remnants of a military coup attempt. The coup attempt crumbled after crowds answered President Tayyip Erdogan's call to take to the streets as dozens of rebels abandoned their tanks. Around 50 soldiers involved in the coup surrendered on one of the bridges across the Bosphorus Strait in Istanbul after dawn today, abandoning their tanks with their hands raised in the air. Soldiers who stormed the state-run TRT studios in Istanbul surrendered to police amid cheerful applaud from AK party supporters. One of the arrested leaders of the coup gave the order for the rebellious troops to surrender at the request of the security forces who currently have the leader in their hands. The remaining rebel commanders were arrested by the authorities.
Yeğenim öldü dün akşam. Pisine yani. Pisine yeğenim öldü yani. Şimdi onun cenazesini almaya gidiyorum yani karşıya.
Last night a military coup happened in Turkey and 60 people were killed. 754 officers of Turkish army were arrested. So the Turkish soldiers are our brothers, and the privates they were not informed what was going on. However, their officers of the Turkish army, they were informed, and high level of generals or colonels were involved in this coup. However, everything is under control right now. The chief of command of Turkey was taken hostage. Now he is also rescued. He's back to his work.
Meanwhile, Turkey has demanded the extradition of 8 soldiers who fled to Greece after a coup attempt on late Friday. Political asylum is requested from Greece by the 8 crew members of the Turkish military helicopter that landed at the airport of Alexandropoli. However, police headquarters in Komotini confirmed that the 8 people were arrested by Greek police.